Hello and welcome to Amplified Voices, where we highlight Black voices around the world that are making an impact within their respective industries. My name is Debbie Alamru and I'm your host. In this episode, I sat down with Eritrean twins Feven and Helena, born in a refugee camp in Sudan to now residing in Los Angeles, California, where they have built their successful beauty brand, 2for1 Cosmetics. We talked about their journey, being Black female entrepreneurs, and what the future holds for them. Feven and Helena, welcome to Amplified Voices. It's a pleasure to have you guys here today. I'm really excited to talk to you both because I know that your story is such an inspirational one. Now, you guys are your twins, your best friends, and your business partners. So first things first, I know, but for people watching who may not know, who's Feven and who's Helena?
I'm Feven.
And I'm Helena. Hi.
Oh,
Thank you so much for having us.
And what a beautiful introduction. You're
Oh,
amazing. Thank you.
of course.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure. So I want to start with your story. So tell me a little bit about where you were born and how and when you came to America.
So I guess I'll start with that, right, Helena?
Sure.
Yeah. And I just want to say everyone looks so beautiful and we're all repping Yene, right? You're wearing the
I have the
earrings.
earrings.
Yeah. So
Always.
and are you wearing 2for1 liquid eyeliner? It looks like
I'm
it.
wearing the liner and I'm wearing Redemption.
Oh, thank
amazing.
you.
Thank you. Looks amazing on you.
Thank you.
Amazing.
So I always say that our story began before we were ever born. So my father, or our father, because it's Helena's father too, and mother walked from Eritrea to Gibra, Sudan to seek refuge. And I remember asking my father one day what that was like, and he told me that it was like walking from LA to San Francisco.
Wow.
He's like, yeah, he said it took us a few months, but we finally got there. Obviously, you know why they had to leave Eritrea. I mean, there's a civil war between Eritrea and Ethiopia. And we can we touch on that history a little bit later. But so Helena and I and our older brother, Tomas, we were actually born in the refugee camp in Gibra, Sudan. Mm-hmm. And we've mentioned this a few times, but I don't know if you know this. My mother had no idea that she was having twins.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, so she actually thought she was having a big boy. And so I came into the world, and then 15 minutes later, Helena came into the world.
Yes, I came.
And so you want to start from how, I guess that part? Because I talk over my sister. So
Oh, I have things to say. You don't talk over me. I'm just patiently waiting for you to finish.
Okay. You know, I don't talk over you, but I'm being mindful of the fact that I can just ramble. So.
Okay. But she did answer the question.
Well, so that's where you guys were born. So how then, if you want to tell me, Helena, about the story of how you guys came to America then?
So our mother got in line. She looked around the refugee camp at this desolate camp. She said, "This is no way I can raise a place where I can raise 3 children." At the time, we have a younger brother, Nate. And she talked to my father, and she had to convince him that, hey, we should have really applied for this lottery, which a lot of our friends from Eritrea who live now in the United States, they've all got this visa lottery. And we won a lottery. Our mother was waiting in line, one twin on her back, the other one in the front, and she won the lottery to come to the United States. And we became political refugees from that moment. Had to really learn a different language, experience different weather. I mean, think about it, Sudan. At the time, till now, in Rochester it was freezing. When we came, it was very cold. And so if people talk about culture shock, but we have to talk about weather shock too, because that's a thing.
Yeah, she's right.
No, absolutely.
What's so interesting is that when we share our story, especially when we share our story of how our parents had to walk from Gibra to Sudan, do you know how many people in our community are like, yeah, our parents had to do the same?
Yeah, it's very common.
And it always still blows me away that we have that commonality of resilience, you know, and that's really embedded in our DNA.
Absolutely.
Obviously. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so I know for me, my entire childhood, literally the one thing that I always wished for was to be a twin.
It's the best.
I thought
it is the best. Yeah.
So for both of you then, what is your favorite thing about being a twin?
Oh, that's such a good question, Debbie. No one's asked us that.
Really?
No. But our favorite, you want to go first?
Okay, my favorite thing about being a twin is obviously Helena is my mirror, but she tells me how it is. And it's not, and I don't take offense to it, and I appreciate that. It's being able to talk to someone and have an authentic reaction, and not feeling like it's uncomfortable, or like Helena and I will, even if we argue about something, we literally put it to bed within 20 minutes.
Yeah. So I think that's a great question, and I will say this: you have a soulmate the day that you're born. I mean, it's pretty instant. So, and we have respective partners, but like you have your twin sister, she's your soulmate, the moment you're born, and you get a sense of security and comfort from that you can't really explain. I mean, I can't really explain the comfort and that security. And so with that, you're able to move through life with a lot more confidence and assurance. So I would say that.
See, that's so beautiful. See, I definitely wish I had that. Now, I love that positive side of it. But growing up, did you guys ever feel like a lot of competition towards each other? And were you sort of pit against each other because you're twins?
No competition, but there's always collaboration in our household. But there are always comparisons,
constant comparisons,
and twins know that. But it's that nature versus nurture. Is it society's reaction? Is it you internalizing things? And but our household, our father would literally put us in headlocks. It was very loving.
Yeah, it was a funny thing.
If Feven and I at any point felt in competition, or it was always about collaboration.
So yes, so you guys did start your own beauty collection, 2-for-1 Cosmetics. What was the inspiration behind starting a beauty? Obviously, you both are beautiful ladies. So what was the inspiration behind starting that? And talk to us a little bit about like the name choice as well.
Well, thank you so much. You're beautiful as well. I
mean, you look beautiful in Redemption.
Yeah, you do. Did you mix it with a lip liner?
I did. I put a lip liner.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
And your eyes look amazing.
Yeah, you always do an amazing job with your eyeliner. So you make Wing It look really good.
I was gonna say,
I know you make it look really good. So Helena and I have always been into beauty. We were the little girls in the neighborhood that were, we had our, even if it was a little bit of Vaseline and braiding, a fellow neighbor, a girl's hair. It was our way of connecting with her and making her feel beautiful. And that's honestly all we really wanted to do. We just wanted to. It was a way for us to forge new friendships and also make that person feel just good about herself. And so throughout our lives, even high school proms, we would do makeover, or we'll do people's makeup. Why am I stuttering? Sorry. We would do people's makeup, prom night. It was just something that was our thing. So the name 2-4, actually, we want to talk about the history of okay, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. So, one of the main reasons why we wanted to do a beauty line and to launch it was we started looking very closely at the industry, and the people who were making the decisions of what we put on our body were not reflective of the current demographic. They weren't women, and they certainly weren't Black women. And then when you look at the numbers in the beauty space, we as Black women outspend on beauty products by 9 times. And as we got further into doing our research, beauty has always been a natural thing for us. We, as Feven said, did makeovers for the girls in the neighborhood, and it was definitely our vessel to connection. But this has become more so, we were incubating the idea for almost 4 years when we came up with the name 2-for-1 and the idea of it. But it was really something that was a way for us to demonstrate our power as women. And then as we further, made it through this journey, and we're still on this journey, we see it really as a form of protest too, to be Black business owners and Black female business owners.
Isn't that so powerful?
It really is.
It really is, especially during these
times. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we thought, well, why is it that some man who doesn't know what it's like to wear makeup and be in my skin, our skin, why are they making decisions that really affect us on the daily? And that really motivated us to really launch 2-for-1 Cosmetics. And Feven came up with the name. I absolutely loved it. We had a blog. We still have a blog called Feven and Helena And beauty was the one that we got the most. If you want to look at data and analytics, it was the most popular section on our blog. People are like, how do you guys do that? Look at eyeliner. How do you do this? How do you do that? And we love liquid. And Feven came up with 241. And she told me, she's like,
yeah, so it's interesting. So I had this aha moment. Before 241 Cosmetics, we had a startup that we had to dissolve. It just wasn't going anywhere.
Okay.
We had, it just wasn't going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was maybe 2 weeks later where we came, we went back to the drawing board and we thought, okay, what are we truly passionate about?
Mm-hmm.
And it was two things. One, we wanted to amplify women.
Mm-hmm.
Always. And two, we really love beauty.
Right.
And beauty is not a frivolous thing. People, it's self-care, it's self-love.
For sure.
And so we just thought, okay, well, it was in 2016, we decided, okay, let's focus on the beauty industry.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I think it's $540 billion, projected to be close to $834 billion in 2025. I mean, yeah, and we're seeing an increase of independent beauty brands in places like Ulta Beauty and Sephora at a rate of 35%. That's a lot. I mean, so, and that's not to say that the barrier of entry has become lower or easier, but it's saying that there's room, there's enough sunshine for us all. You know what I'm saying? And quite honestly, there's not enough beauty brands owned by Black women.
Circling back, the name 241 came from this idea that we can be two things. We can be brains and beauty. And so 241 is literally that. It's like your brains and beauty. And then the number, if you add them up, equals 7, and it's a powerful number, and it's very magical to us. So that's a symbol. And at that time, and now I don't see it, when we decided to use the actual number versus the letters 241, we needed it to really stick out. And for a logo, we didn't have much money for a great logo designer, so we needed something that pops up, so it pops out on the stands. And so 241 was to use it as numerically as a number. It's different in the beauty space as opposed to like naming it. 241.
Right, and just to add to what Helena was saying is that so I was on a walk one day and it just literally the name just hit me, because growing up as twins, you asked earlier about competition. No, it's more about, it was comparison. So people would literally say, stand next to each other. Who's the smart twin? Who's the pretty twin? It was this weird question. Who's the artsy twin? Who's the twin that's good at math? It was just these odd comparisons. But when you really, as we got older, the question became deeper for us because society is constantly comparing women, and not for, really for the attention of men, honestly, but society is always comparing women. And so Helena and I said, one day, why do we have to be one or the other? Why can't we embrace two incredible attributes? Why do we have to choose to be one? So 241.
I love that. That's beautiful. Okay, so 241 Cosmetics. So it started out as an idea, and now you guys are this thriving, successful beauty brand. So what did that journey look like for you? Like, what were some of the challenges that you had to overcome, the obstacles that you faced? Talk to me a little bit about that.
Challenges, obstacles, those are great words. We had to come up with this idea and do a lot of inner work. As entrepreneurs, you should really do that. You should rest and eat properly and work out because you want to make the best decisions. I say this because obstacles became opportunities.
Don't you love that?
I like that.
I always love that. Sorry, I just thought that was great.
The obstacle becomes the opportunity. The obstacle becomes the way. But I think mentally preparing yourself to go in that ring of saying, hey, we believe we can be the brand we want to see in the world. And when you're in this silo creating and you present it to the world, you have a lot of internal doubt, and you have to really push forward and dismantle that sort of self-oppression, because self-oppression is an inside job. I think primarily that for us, the obstacle was internal, like, hey, we believe we can do this. We were met with like other obstacles, for instance, financing and funding. Those are things that are just obvious to a lot of people, that you need money to make money, or you need money to create a business. But we got really resourceful as we started really pulling our own money together to create this brand. But I think that the number one obstacle is mentally preparing yourself for the resistance and meeting it with power and compassion for not only the people who probably are critics, but also the critic within you.
So piggybacking off what you just said about the funding, now I know you guys are self-funded, and that is not an easy task for a small business. So was that an intentional decision of yours to not look for an investor? And if so,
to be honest, that's a great question. So Helena and I, like we mentioned earlier, we had a startup, and I think we have an Excel spread of the no's. I think at one point it was 76 no's.
Okay.
Yeah, not for 241 Cosmetics, but for the entire company.
They're not now, but yeah.
So when I look at that Excel spread and also all of the names, I mean, it's a reminder of, okay, Helena and I, we kept going. I mean, we kept going, and that's a true entrepreneur, right? But we kept going. But I just thought to myself, and Helena said it best, because we did this other interview at Yahoo. She was like, you're constantly going to these people and you're seeking validation, but they don't really understand your value. And I just thought to myself, and when I tell you, listen, we know that we need to turn this business into, we definitely need to get capital injection, but we're waiting for the right investor.
Okay.
But right now, I just felt like, and Helena and I both agreed that we actually met with 2 different investors before we launched, and it was just like, and you know how you're an empath too. It was just like the energy was just so off. It was actually making me doubt myself. Helena is a lot better at moving through it. She's so much better at moving through it, but it was actually affecting the way that I was in terms of like the brand and what I wanted to create. I didn't want to do it from their vantage point.
Right.
And that's what was happening. I was second guessing myself, and Helena would literally be in the meetings like, she's so strong and so clear. Like she was just like, no, this is not happening. So what we did was after the second no, we were like, okay, we can't repeat what happened with the first venture. We're gonna have to self-fund and be the brand that we want to see in the world.
Yeah, self-funding is hard. Yeah, we're political refugees, but we weren't born with money or investment. We didn't have that unfair advantage. Eventually our parents, we grew up with very little in the US, and then we had a front row seat to their struggle and their sacrifices. And we saw they went from being janitors in a housekeeper in the church that sponsored us to having higher degrees, being well educated, to a lovely home. It's such a beautiful thing. America does that. Yeah. That's the American dream. And it does give you those opportunities. And that's what I love and I miss about, being from the East Coast and experiencing that. But I just, those moments really primed us for believing that, hey, we took out our own cash. It's not a loan. We didn't.
It's our own. Yeah.
I feel like I have to stress that sometimes.
Helena says like people, cash.
It was our own cash. It was instead of the Louis bag, we were investing in ourselves. We're investing in the brand.
We still have our cheap Zara bag from like 4 years ago. This is like every cent that we've earned or made, we put it back into business.
So we did a year design job. We actually designed Nipsey Hussle, the late great Nipsey Hussle's co-working space. We used the funds when we did that to go straight into our business. I took on a full-time job. Feven took on another design job. And we just really used, we used our resources and we got really resourceful. We created a sheet. We didn't have a ton of money, and it was going to be really just taxing and timely to constantly talk to an investor and present what your vision is. So because time is the most precious commodity. So we took our time, we took the power back. We're using our time, we're using our resources, and we focused on 3 areas where we were not skimping on money. One was the product. The second was the website. That's the first introduction to the customer and the brand. And product photography is the third one. Mm-hmm. And that was the other. Areas we got really resourceful, but those are the 3 areas we were just we couldn't compromise.
Yeah, we definitely had to be smart, very very smart about our spending. So we couldn't spend it. Yeah, we couldn't spend it frivolously at all.
No, I think you guys already dropped a lot of gems, but if you were to give one piece of advice to a small business owner that's aspiring to reach kind of where you guys are now, what would that piece of advice be?
I would say it's okay to start off small. I think that's important. It's like start off small.
That's good.
Yes. Yeah. And you can expand on that too, to start small.
and grow organically. I think that a lot of people are, especially when it comes to like social media, it's not about the quality of their followers, it's more about the quantity. And I would say just start small and be organic about your approach.
Yeah.
So one big, as Feven's talking, I think the one piece of advice I would give to an entrepreneur or someone who wants to create a business is to start it. So many times ideas are talked about, but the best form of thinking is doing. Don't be so hard on yourself. Just try it. Do it. Take your idea from a piece of paper to an actual full-fledged idea.
Yeah.
And always have the anchor inside of what you want your vision to be, but be open to being a little scared. Just go. Literally just go.
Yeah.
It's so simple, but it's like,
and also a lot.
It's so simple, right?
Mhm.
It really is, actually. And the thing is, like, you're not going to have all the answers right away. I mean, there's no real on the job. I mean, you can apply as much experience as you can, but there's some answers you just have to really trust the process. Yeah. And you're not going to know everything.
How do you guys come up with your product names? Because I've noticed that they're all incredibly intentional. So from Red Sea and Asmara to Queen, Role Model, Class Act, and more. So what is it that you guys are hoping to convey through the names of your products?
Well, I just loved it coming out of your mouth. It's so
nice.
Elegant.
You're so elegant, Debbie.
So the names were very intentional. So thank you so much for recognizing that.
Yeah.
Words are very powerful. If you ever read the 4 Agreements, that really influenced our thought process. I see you shake your head.
Actually, Feven actually put me onto that book.
Oh,
that's funny. Helena put me onto that.
Oh, that's funny.
And it's so funny. I mean, obviously, words are important. Hello, we wrote this.
Oh my gosh. I love how you have it right now.
It's all about amplifying each other. I know. Sorry, go ahead.
But words are important. So it's a book that I shared with Feven, and it's great, paying it forward. A friend of mine, actually, he's Eritrean, actually wrote me today saying that he's reading 4 Agreements, and he thought of me. But so someone gave that to me a while ago. But one of the most important lessons that I took from it, other than don't make assumptions and don't take things personally, was words. Words are incredibly powerful. And as we're naming all the products, we thought, well, makeup is really a meditative process. And we want the woman to look in the mirror and be reminded of the great attributes she has and who she is. And what better way than really applying that with a product and lipstick. So role model is a reminder. You are a role model. Queen is like, yes, you're a queen. Asmara is very reflective of the area that we're, the capital city where we're from. And it's that effortless, rich, beautiful beauty. And that was our way to shed light on Eritrea itself.
So Helena and I, what we did was we divided the task. Okay. So she actually named all the products, and then I went in and I wrote the product copy. And when I was writing the product copy, and as a writer, I was just like, it was, for me, I had to silence the noise around me. I actually pulled myself off of Instagram. Helena did too as well. And I really Helena gives me the best direction. When we were writing the product copy, she said to me, she was like, okay, what are the things that you want to hear when you're, heading off to your job or you're heading off to that job interview? You know what I mean? Isn't that interesting?
It's like show, don't tell. Just show me like who I am.
And then she joked and she said, well, you want a tweet competition. So, I won that car, the DBS car. So Helena goes, you want a tweet competition? Again, she gave me direction for that too. Mm-hmm. And she was like, you want a tweet competition? You can write this. And so when I was writing it, I actually had Oprah Winfrey's book, What I Know for Sure, playing in the background. Oh, wow. Have you read that book?
I have not actually.
Oh my gosh. Talk about, Oprah literally is the best. If you look at the universe as a university, she's by far the greatest professor, right? So I had her in the background. So I remember writing Role Model thinking, okay, you are the most influential person you will ever meet. Do you know what I mean? Those things. And then, those are things that so you need to invest in yourself always. And really your job in life. And so when we wrote Asmara, which you just mentioned, it's about aligning with your purpose, because that is truly what this entire life is about. It's about you being in line with your purpose and walking, in walking towards your purpose. Yeah.
In terms of words, Queen is very much a reminder that you have the power to crown yourself. And it's a reaction to the current state of being a woman in America, but globally too. And a gentle reminder to really believe that you are so powerful. You are incredibly powerful.
That's
and I noticed that you're wearing Redemption. Did you ever read the product description?
I did. I read it when I first bought it, so it's been a while. But
isn't that so good? And it's so funny because I have these people in my head when I wrote that thinking about one of my friends who just got her heart broken, and I thought to myself, I think the highest form of revenge is success. So you really should just focus on that. And I don't mean that through a career. I'm talking success is pouring that love within yourself. So, when you wear Redemption, I hope you feel that. Yeah.
I do. I love that. Okay, now you guys have the cosmetic legend, Bobbi Brown, as your mentor. How did that even happen? Like, do you want to talk to me about that?
Isn't that so good?
I love Bobbi Brown. I am a big reader, but I also listen to podcasts. And I was listening to a podcast, How I Built This, and she had an amazing podcast. And it was very interesting because I was surprised at how much I could relate to this woman. And gosh, I know there's so many gems that she was dropping, and there's so many unbelievable truths that I could relate to as a founder. And it was a time where I was doubting myself and I needed some inspiration. And that podcast came at the best time because I was literally alone in my loft. What if Feven was actually in London, like doing whatever? And I was thinking, what am I doing right now? We still had our business, but
we hadn't launched yet. We were
incubating the idea. And then I DM'd her on Instagram, and I just DM'd her, and I wrote her a message, and I tagged her saying that, and I said something, I don't even remember the words, but she replied saying how kind I was, and that was it. And then nothing happened. A couple of months later, I saw a note. She started following me on Instagram. I go, oh, that's great. It's Bobbi Brown. I mean, she's amazing. She's the queen she's the originator of effortless beauty, looking. And she kept saying these words like, I want women to look healthy. And I thought that's so interesting because we're living in a time, it's not the 80s, we are living in a time where people are really wearing overdrawn, heavy makeup. And that really came from the 80s. And then there was a resurgence just as of recently. And Feven and I, we're really big on the makeup you wear that doesn't wear you. Always enhance, never conceal. Those are our mantras within our company. And then Bobbi just, started, she posted something I wrote one time. I go, wow, Bobbi Brown wrote something. They posted something that I wrote. And then a couple of months ago, she reached out, or I DM'd her again just to say hello and then she goes, how can I help? And then she asked to mentor her because she really believes in what we're doing.
Do you know that Bobbi Brown she invented the nude lipstick? And I think a lot of people get confused with what nude is.
Yeah.
It's not a literal thing. Nude is enhancing the pink tone of your lips or just enhancing. And so what I love about Bobbi Brown and her brand, actually I should say what I love about Bobbi Brown, personally, I should say, is that even her makeup techniques, you see the person first. You don't see the makeup is second. And it's like, Debbie, you've done a beautiful job. I'm just seeing you, okay? And I'm saying that you've enhanced your beautiful features. That's all makeup really is. And it's not rocket science, guys.
But with Bobbi, she just was looking at what we're doing, and she said something I'll never forget. She said that when she started off doing her brand, someone said to her, she's like, oh, you're doing a makeup brand. There's so many brands out there, and that really hit home because when we were doing our brand, people were saying the same thing. Like, there's so many beauty brands out there, and I thought, not the brand that we want to see though, and why not? Just go.
Absolutely. Okay, so I know you guys do like a more natural kind of look. So if you were on a deserted island somewhere and you could only have 2 makeup products with you, what would they be?
I would say for me personally, mascara and eyeliner.
Okay.
The reason why I know that is because I've traveled to Ghana. Were you in Ghana this year or no? Not this year.
Last year.
Wow. So I've traveled to like Ghana and South Africa and other parts of, in Nigeria as well. And I've had to be I remember being like having maybe like 5 to 10 minutes to get ready every single time. And some days like, I remember being in South Africa and I lost my lipstick, but I didn't really care. I was like, I don't care about that.
So,
if I had lost my eyeliner, I would have freaked out.
Wait, so you said if we were on dessert, so 2 products?
Yeah, you can have 2 products with you.
I would do a mascara and I would do a lip gloss. Like either menthol lip gloss or Carmex because I like chapped lip.
Menthol lip gloss. That's a good one.
Thank you. I just don't like chapped lips. And even with coronavirus, those are the 2 what's going on right now, the pandemic. Those are the 2 that seem like the easiest for me to eat because it doesn't stain the inside of a mask. So I just
it's true. I do. You're right. I can't live out Carmex, but
yes, I cannot.
I literally can't. But so let me just. But I do love. But the thing is, it's like makeup products, right? Is the question. Is it beauty products? You
can't say
Carmex. I don't consider Carmex a beauty product. It's more like lotion. Like
Well, I'm saying menthol lip gloss and mascara.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's eyeliner and lip gloss for sure. I feel like eyeliner just like opens my eyes up, and then the lip gloss thing, I just can't not have lip gloss.
Yeah, I need a lip gloss.
I personally think that there's nothing more attractive on a woman like eye contact. Great eye contact. I'm just like, that's a boss. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. Okay, so I know you guys' slogan is in a world full of trends, dare. I love the dare, but dare to be classic. So in a world full of trends, dare to be classic. What does classic mean to you?
Classic is a form of beauty that we really subscribe to because it's saying that you don't have to beat your face or bake it or whatever those terms are, but just to stay just true to the original form. And we just assist you in the process. That's what we're doing. We're just assisting in the process.
And I think classic to me, obviously, is timeless. And it's also classic to me is there's something confident in someone who doesn't feel like they have to follow every single trend, who's comfortable. And, there's something to me, powerful about that. And for me, when I hear the word, dare and I hear the word classic, it says to me, being confident enough to know and being consistent. I think consistency is a form of confidence as well. Even though there's all these trends happening, you're still aligned with your choices and confident in those choices.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys successfully launched a beauty brand with, lipsticks, lip glosses, eyeliner, liquid liner, eyeshadow. What's next for 2 for 1?
Eyeshadow one, right?
Yeah, eyeshadow. But what's next for 2 for 1 Cosmetics?
We are more glosses. We're actually launching a holiday collection. Yeah, we're probably shouldn't tell you that, but that's what we're doing. I'm telling you too much. So we'll be expanding more on the collections, but we really want to get to Africa when this is over. So we're actually focused on Africa.
Okay.
But Feven and I are big on. We will be adding more to the collection. But we're staying true to the philosophy and mantra in a world full of trends, dare to be classic. And
so I don't know if you noticed, but so we haven't touched foundation and eventually we will, but
like bronzer
and touch-up sticks, we'll do. But in terms of our eyeshadow, Helena and I are wearing the eyeshadow halo, and we wear that every single day. It's transitional. I don't know if you can see it. Okay. But I think Black Caviar, Wing It, Double Trouble mascara, we won't expand from, we believe in like one mascara. I think we might update the brush, but I can't really get into all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I just don't say too much, but
then you will see a dual component in our brand eventually. So 2 for 1, literally in the packaging.
I was just about to say that. I love that. Okay, awesome. So the last question that I want to ask you guys is, what is it that you're most grateful for?
Oh, I love that question.
That's a good question, Debbie.
I love that question so much.
I was for this journey or in life in general, like
however you interpret the question.
I do affirmations every night and every morning, and I do gratitude every night. And the first thing that I do say give thanks for is health. I think health is incredibly important, and I give thanks to I'm so grateful for it, for everyone that I know. That health is so, so important. And if you're not healthy, you can't be able to put on makeup, get dressed, do the things, the menial things that we take for granted. So I'm most grateful for health, and I'm really grateful for my family's health.
Yeah.
She's absolutely right. I'm grateful for your health, Helu. I'm grateful for our family's health. But just to, we're not going to have the same, just to add to her, and I don't want to repeat the same thing, but I am so grateful for our Eritrean and Ethiopian community. I'm also grateful for the continent of Africa. Yeah. She has inspired us tremendously. She has empowered us. And so I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for her.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for allowing me to talk to you guys for Amplified Voices today. I'm so excited to see what you guys do with 2 for 1, but it is honestly a classic, timeless brand. And I love that it's reflected not only through the actual products, but also like the deeper meaning, I think is incredibly important for people to know. So thank you guys again so much.
And thank you so much. This is such a great opportunity to honor our motherland. So thank you so much.